Outside Nigeria now, a convoy of 17 trucks has brought vital humanitarian aid to Gaza through the Rafah crossing, at a time that about 266 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli air attacks on Gaza in the last 24 hours. Israel says it also struck a mosque in Jenin, refugee camp in the occupied West Bank, with Palestinian medics reporting at least one person killed. And to sports now.
Iran's foreign minister has warned Israel and the United States that the Middle East may spiral out of control if Israel does not immediately stop its military action. The Israel Defense Forces has vowed to intensify airstrikes on Gaza and has warned Palestinians still in the north of the territory to flee south. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on the spot is warning Iran against an escalation of the conflict. Mr. Blinken said the U.S. is concerned at the possibility of Iranian proxies escalating their attacks against American personnel and people. Earlier, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned Hezbollah, Lebanon's most powerful military force, against opening a second war front with Israel. Iran-backed Hezbollah has been designated a terrorist organization by the UK, US, and other countries. Tensions are rising on Israel's northern border with Lebanon, and Israeli communities nearby are evacuating. Mr. Netanyahu also called Israel's war with Gaza a do-or-die moment. And as Israel continues its non-stop bombardment of the besieged enclave, killing 55 people overnight, a second humanitarian convoy has crossed from Egypt into the Gaza Strip. A total of 17 trucks entered Gaza on Sunday, a day after the first convoy, comprising 20 trucks, carried medical aid, food and water into the area. The Strip has been under intense Israeli bombing since October 7 in the wake of the deadly Hamas attack that claimed the lives of more than 1,400 Israelis. Also, Qatar's foreign ministry says 2 planes carrying 87 tons of food and medical aid to the Gaza Strip from Qatar have headed to the Egyptian city of El Arish. As the conflict intensifies, the Israeli military says one of its tanks accidentally fired and hit an Egyptian post near the border with Gaza in Kerem Shalom. Kerem Shalom is a solely commercial goods junction in southern Gaza that is currently closed. It sits near the junction of Egypt, Gaza, and Israel. Egypt's military spokesman on the spot says an unspecified number of border guards sustained minor injuries from fragments of a shell accidentally fired from an Israeli tank. Egypt's military spokesman on the spot says an unspecified number of border guards sustained minor injuries from fragments of a shell accidentally fired from an Israeli tank near the Gaza border. He adds Israel immediately expressed its regret over the unintentional incident, adding that an Israeli investigation is currently underway. International humanitarian organization monitoring the war, the United Nations, says the lives of at least 120 newborn babies in incubators in Gaza's hospitals are at risk as fuel runs out in the Palestinian enclave under relentless Israeli bombardment and blockade.